Thank you, Dr. Neha Kakkar and Sahani sir. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. This is the 1575th day of continuous webinar conducted by International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy. Today, our guest is Dr. Prakash Rao. Let us begin the session with 1 minute silent prayer. Thank you all. As you all know, the International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy comprises of homeopathic lovers, students, and doctors. And we have 3 sessions every day. The first session of the day is already over in Hindi, that is from 7:30 to 8:30. And from 8:30 to 9:30, we have the international session in English. And from 9:30 to 10:30, we have a local language session in Malayalam. Today, our guest is Dr. PRAKASH RAO. Sir has completed BA and PG in rehabilitation, MD in homeopathy, and PhD in homeopathy. Sir is a retired research officer, CCRH, Government of India. Sir has made more than 30 years of experience at Central Council of Research in Homeopathy, New Delhi, and undertook many projects under UNICEF and AIDS Control Society. That has presented lot of presentation in this forum, and today we'll be discussing about the third part of scope of homeopathy of humans, animals, and plants, the research perspective, and this will be another big day for us because all these things began on the 1,400 500 day celebration, and sir is making great presentation on the subject again and again. Be a big dose for homeopathy and what the purpose of homeopathy. One is to promote homeopathy among public. So this is a new area where homeopathic doctors can work for the betterment of these things. All these living organisms in the body. Welcome, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, Dhanush sir, good evening. Good evening to everyone. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity. Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Everything fine.
Hello.
Everything fine, sir.
Okay, sir. Right, sir. Today's topic is this is the third topic on agriculture and homeopathy. We actually have taken the topic veterinary agriculture and homeopathy, but as a researchers, we have taken up a research project here. So we want to take up one new research project. What are the protocols of that research project? I am going to discuss, and I think that within a month, maybe next lecture, if you give me opportunity, I want to give you the details of the research project and what are the protocols we designed for agriculture research in homeopathy. Previously, many people have done lot of research in homeopathy, but the genetic mode of research was not taken up. The agriculture usually that the duration of agriculture crop is around 3 months to 6 months. So within 6 months we can finish every the mechanism of action, the genetic action over the DNA, and the pathological action of the medicine. And we want to take up the presence of medicine in the potency through fluorocytometry. So let us see now what are the program we are doing. Right, sir. Homeopathy in agriculture. Application of diluted substance to improve the soil and plant health. See, agriculture research is having two things. One is improving the plant. Second is we have to see the soil which contains what are the disease conditions, soil actually. So we have to do soil testing and standardization of the soiling will be done. Then the plant will be taken, the plant genomes that are available, those standardization will be done. Particularly, we want to go for brinjal and lady fingers. So these two things we want to take up, carry out research because we want to see the pathology and genetics. So that research will end within 3 months, and we will have a comparative study with placebo group, that is the brinjal plant, without any fertilizer, the brinjal plant with homeopathic medicine. So let us see what how we design agriculture applications, recent innovations to reduce chemical dependency. Why we are taking up this research? See, they will ask, already maximum research has been done by the modern technologies. So nowadays everybody is coming for organic farming, but Ayurvedic medicines and particularly the animal waste is very good medicine with and cheap. Why you want to take up with this? What is the use? What is the use if reducing chemical dependency? Anything that is chemical, so homeopathy will have less chemical. This is known fact. Successful experiments in agro homeopathy. Organic farming and homeopathy are an interesting combination of pest management. See, whatever it may be, the organic farming that was done with the biochemical waste of the animals and human beings, but sometimes they are also dependent on modern technologies like urea, calcium, and ammonia. So, without anything, can we do something as an alternate system of medicine, like what we do manage the patient exclusively for homeopathy? In the same fashion, our aim is to see that can we manage exclusively the plants, particularly brinjal plants, one by one. Once the genetic studies comes out, means we can apply that studies to every plant. So can we apply that to the plants exclusively managing by homeopathy? What are the benefits? Non-toxic, eco-friendly. See, absolutely homeopathic medicines do not have any toxic effects. Though the toxic effects are having, well, they are having only, suppose if we compare with human beings, that is only because of the disease and the medicine effects of the disease, but we cannot call them as toxic effects. And that changes were also not studied real how many toxic effects comes with homeopathic medicine, because the less the toxic effects, and there are no toxic effects noticed. Once we are finding once in a while an article in a year that the homeopathy will spoil the liver, homeopathy will spoil the pancreas. So when it is showing so much of toxic effects, means it is very easy to see the efficacy also. Suppose the toxic effect of the medicines was noticed by ethamobutal of tuberculosis medicine, and in 1952 by a drug that has caused handicappedness in in vitro child. So more than that, that is 88% of the side effects have come. So any medicine now, there are no 88% of side effects. So whoever writes such articles can also find out the mechanism of the action of the homeopathic medicine. So what are the benefits? Not toxic effects, enhances natural resilience in the plants, reduces chemical dependency. So without any less chemicals, without chemical action, there won't be benefit. But that chemical action will be absolutely almost nil, because it will act on genetic region. Secondly, it is on immunology. Thirdly, the potentization. So natural balance, homeopathy works on the principles of like cures like, you know very well, everybody knows, focuses on stimulating the plants of natural defense. See, we are treating the nature, that is soil. We are treating another nature, that is plant, and we are making them, we need not treatment in the sense, if they get disease we are treating, if they are not getting disease we are making them healthy, and the productivity should be more. So these are the aims. In that aim, what is the important? Diluted substance homeopathic solutions are used to treat pests without harming the ecosystem. The minimum dose is most important. So the with the minimum dose, maximum benefits. If the plant gets any disease, for that we are going to treat. If plant get any disease, we have to keep the plant healthy, and the cultivation, the product, the output should be more. So let us see. What is this eco-friendly? No chemical residue, no toxic enhancement, natural resilience in the plant, cost effectiveness. If the homeopathy medicine, I think we in our mind we kept that it should not be more than 500 rupees for a crop. Let it be diluted 1 is to 10 ratio, and then let us study this. If it is more than 500 rupees, it will be expensive then. Organic fertilizers, it will be experienced with modern fertilizers. So 500 rupees is the minimum of the minimum medicine that should be sprayed, or that should be put in the roots of the plant, and that should be put on the soil and the water. So we're seeing the soil density, soil testing, and soil chemical composition. So cost effectiveness, soil health enhances microbial activity. If we treat the soil with homeopathic medicine, it reduces chemical dependency. Crop resilience boosts immunity against pests and diseases. Once we keep the plant healthy, it also prevents the disease. This is one of the homeopathic law. When patient is under treatment, he also will be protected from other diseases. So how far it is true, we have designed a protocol. If we maintain a plant, the study will be for 30 days, for 3 months, that is 90 days, and all the outcomes will come. Key principles of homeopathy, similar natural balance. Homeopathy works on principles like cures, focuses on stimulating plant natural defense. How far it is true? If we select, we have seen the many experience, so many articles have been written, somebody has done research. So out of that, which is the best medicine for brinjal will be selected, and that will be given to the brinjal plant. So minimum dosage, diluted substance, homeopathic potentization, which potency will be highly effective. So we want to take up the brinjal in a blind method. One is without any homeopathic medicine, only treating the soil, then treating the soil and keeping the plant healthy, comparing both of these and finding out the genetic changes that have taken place with placebo, or with placebo in the sense without giving any medicine, or with given medicine. Then the more maximum focusing on the potentization and boosting up the vitality of the soil and plants. What is the vitality that is being increased in the plant standardized chemicals after spraying homeopathy, or putting homeopathy diluted water and putting homeopathic medicine. So if need, we are also going to put different medicine for soil, different medicine for plant. So naturally we are going to take the chemical reaction and see the modification changes. One is in pathology, one is in genetics. Genetics is a permanent study that won't change, but the pathological modification, if the soil is okay, the plant grows automatically. So what are the soil changes that came, we want to study. Then application of homeopathy, plant health, remedies to the pest control, disease resistance, soil health. Seed treatment, enhancing the germination of the roots and vigor. What is the seed treatment? If the seed is very good. Second, if the seed is utilized as a seed again to plant, and what is the health of the seed, we are going to study. So identification of the problem. What we usually identify in the plant is pest disease. There are so many diseases for plant. One is pest disease. Second is nutritional deficiencies. If the soil is not up to the mark, the plant will suffer from nutritional deficiency. Selection of appropriate remedy. This is very tough. Which medicine will have, whether it is sulfur, it is arsenic, say suppose phosphorus, they are modern chemicals. Phosphorus will be usually given to the plant for more growth, and same type the calcium also will be given more. Ammonia, arsenic is one of the poisons, sulfur is one of the disease. So if we use the chemical in any form, either it is producing the disease or it is curing the disease, because the chemical presence is always there. And moreover, in larger way, in the modern technology also, phosphorus, ammonia, arsenicum, sulfur will be given. They are also already have showing the very good results. So we don't want to give that chemical type of medicine or zincum metallicum or anything. We want to give plant based medicine and soil based medicine, particularly like tuja. We want to test it. See, we want to see, first our aim is to see the genetic changes that are going to come with homeopathic plant medicines, and we want to test that medicine. Finding out genetic activity of homeopathic medicine, plant bodies quickly, clearly, and safely. So, for this, what we need is case studies. For example, successful use of homeopathy in organic farming. Case studies from farmers adapting agro homeopathy. because here the problem of research, doing research is, it is not a institute based research. In the sense, it will not grow in our laboratory. We have to take farmers help, or we should grow some of the plants. So we are taking the help of the Coimbatore Agriculture University, and we have to visit that. We have to keep them under our supervision. Then we have to see. So internally, laboratory growth of the plants, that has been already taken by agriculture scientists. The only thing is they have to test homeopathic medicine. Now, though we are going to the laboratories of agriculture institutes, they are busy with the modern medicine. They want to change the genetic structure of the medicine. Now, see, the recently you have seen many things, that without any fungus or insects, having fruits, or fruits, see, lemon fruit without any seeds, orange fruit without any seeds. So without any seeds, they developed such a genetic technology. They are busy, very busy. So they don't want to take up homeopathic genetic technology that will help, because they are also going for new theories. See, they have research have gone so much that they have taken a plant over the Mars and Moon, and whether it grows there or not, such studies are going on. So we are taking up on land, and with the help of Agriculture University. Then we are also taking up a research with Arvindo ashram projects here, who are going to take up research along with us. Once the research is ended in 3 months, it will be applied on a big leap of crop. So scientific validation limited to empirical studies, made on adoption, slow mainstreaming, organic farming. What we have another responsibility of standardization, difficult to ensure uniformity and dosage on large scale. So we want to relieve this dosage problem. So we want to test on LM potencies according to sixth edition of the Organon. So standardization of the medicine. So no controversy. Anybody can repeat any feat, and acceptance. The it should be in a such a way that farmer has to accept. So farmers will be needed education, training, understand, and trust us. So this is very difficult. Though the research has been done, enormous, around 10 articles have been published and around 3 books have been written, but still farmers are not getting. See, they are doing organic research, but in organic research they are not giving importance to homeopathy. So we have to make the accept and trust of the farmers, and we want to educate them. We want to make them to understand. We want to make them to understand about the cost effectiveness, and we have to give them guarantee, that is reproducibility and no losses. So these are the something which are really challenges to homeopathy. For anybody, these are the challenges. But taking a new homeopathic medicine into agriculture research, these challenges are addressed. Then I already told that challenge, cost effectiveness, reducing the chemical residue, safe biodiversity and environment, and the limitations, challenge, lack of awareness and acceptance. See, until and unless we show the results, they never accept. So that's why we have taken agriculture university, though they will maintain the laws. If we are putting for around around 1,000 square feet of the land and 1 acre of the land, like that. So limited scientific validation so far present, which is not enough to convince the farmer and to convince the scientist. Variability in results based on environmental factors. So these results, whichever we are taking up these results in particular area, either Coimbatore or Pondicherry, may not be feasible, possible either in Kerala or in Maharashtra or in North India, where the cold is more. So we want to compare with different areas projects. So that will be taken up after 3 months, once we get some reliable information by this Pondicherry Arbindo Ashram and Coimbatore University. So challenges, skepticism, lack of mainstream scientific acceptance. Until and unless we get it in approval from the Agricultural Scientific Research Institute, nobody is going to accept. So we are trying our level best. that we designed protocols in such a way that we are ICAR, Indian Council for Agriculture Research, is also we are involving without their financial benefit, so that they can study, and if they can study, the mainstream scientific acceptance will come. Once the scientific acceptance will come, the farmer will use in a different way with a great belief. Then standardization needed for clear application guidelines, in the sense we cannot confuse a farmer give 30 potency, 200 potency, 1M potency, LM potency. No, we want to prepare the particular drugs which are effective, and we want to request the pharmaceutical companies, the agriculture homeopathic medicine has to be given in certain potencies. Then awareness, limited knowledge among the farmers have to be taught. If one group, two groups in particular area, or every area in every state is educated, means that will, and that also they themselves will do most experiments. Most of the farmers are researchers. Once the farmers are copying this, means the awareness will increase, and the challenge which we are facing using this, the available scientific knowledge, we forced them to use with available scientific knowledge, but nobody is there enough. They here also, I am facing a problem that usually I will get from Coimbatore calls. Once they fail with every medicine, including the modern scientific sprays, all pesticides, and the organic farming, then only they will come out with homeopathy. So all the way we have to go and visit the plants. Then we have to do lot of hard work. Around 1 week, 3 days to 1 week time is going on preparing the medicine and spray. Our medicines will contain alcohol. So alcohol, if it is sprayed more than 6 potency, or if it is used in a diluted form, the leaves and the trunk, the soil is not accepting alcohol. So we have to dilute medicine with water. When we dilute medicine with water, the water imbalance is taking place. The medicine quantity maybe, or the effectiveness, or whatever it may be, the energy in the medicine is coming down, which we do not know. So we are getting lapses. But here also, in agriculture also, whoever the farmers comes, when they fail with all systems, whatever they know, they are coming particularly in a sapota farmers and mango, and when their gardens, when they are getting losses, then only they are approaching homeopathy, where we will not be in a position to do, because the soil as well as the fungus that is present on the plant is giving lot of difficulties. So this will be identified. Until and unless we take up a good research, it is not possible. So we want to take up a proper research along with proper people. We do not know what are pests, identifying the problem, why the tomato crop is not bringing, why the mango plant is getting black spots over the mangoes, why the output, or the what you crop output is harvesting is not so much like previous year. See, this year if you see, the lemon production is more this year, this winter. So why the lemon production is more? What is the see, weather supported the plant, and with the supporting of weather, the lemon fruits production is more nowadays. So look for specific signs like holes, leaves, discoloration, presence of insects. So the case taking will be presence of insect, discoloration, holes, and significance. We have to understand plant more, and plant pathology, plant physiology has already grown. Now what is the pathology, physiology to measure? There is enough infrastructure, so we want to take up disease. Note the symptoms like wilting, fungal growth, unusual leaf spots. So in our case taking, what are the leaf spots, what are the fungal infections that are nutritional deficiencies? See, obstructive growth, stunted growth, chlorosis, necrosis, plant drying at one part, and not blooming again. So these all are what are the soil defect or the plant defect. Environmental stress. See, if there are more winds, the plant will have environmental stress, and their see branches will have dash with each other, and they will produce electricity, and among the leaves with that electrical current, the leaves will dry up, so they will be under stress. Plants have psychology. Plants like human beings. Plants like music. Plants like the touch of the body, because the carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide is excreted from human body. So when we touch, the maximum carbon dioxide they will take and for photosynthesis. That's why they like human beings. And environmental stress such as drought, scorching, frost damage, heat. See, whenever some heat is there somewhere, so plant will have effect over that. If somebody is burning somewhere, here the plant will have enormous effect. Then common remedies, their uses. See, many with the previous literature when we referred for our project, we found that Arnica montana, recovery after mechanical injury. What is that mechanical injury? Because of severe air, severe excessive air like tufans and everything, they each will rub, the leaves will rub with each other, and by that the leaves will fold and they will dried up. And stress from transplantation. See, if we take a plant from other plant and if we again plant in the soil, so they will have stress in the sense to grow they will take 2 3 days for adaptation. So during that adaptation, the plant may die or plant may recover. Same is with tulasi plants. When we change the environment, the tulasi plant will not grow. It needs certain temperature from sunlight. At the same time, it needs humidity and cold, and it needs little support. So Arnica montana is for mechanical injuries. They have studied in detail, except pathological and genetic defect. Silesia boosts resilience and improves plant structure, because silesia is a soil, is a sand structure, and again is fungal infections. Usually we also will study in human beings. It is one of the good medicines for abscess, for infections, particularly abscess, particularly staphylococcus bacteria. It is one of the antibacterial remedy, so it works very well. Sulfur, as you know, that it is very good antifungal remedy. It is a anti skin disorders, particularly eczema. So the fungal infection, tissue related, excessive humidity. What happens in places like seashore, coastal areas, they will have excess humidity. So for plants, when we are going to test brinjal, they will not tolerate the excess humidity. But whereas a coconut plant will absorb the total excess humidity, and they will be grown over the seashore areas and the coastal areas, and they will absorb the maximum water, and their structure will be entirely different, and they will have photosynthesis with limited, because that's why they grow very height, because the coastal area, the salt water should not affect their photosynthesis efficacy. So they grow to the so much height, the salt water will not affect their green cover of the leaves, and they will not fall. They only hang when the severe air or humidity comes, and they will do the photosynthesis by their height. So that's why they are sustainable in the coastal areas. They need humidity, at the same time they need 24 hours water, at the same time the humidity or the coastal water or the salt water and sodium chloride citrate and natrium chloride citrate water and chlorine water they never like. So what happens, they grow to the top height. Then calcarea car, weak plant growth and stress, particularly acids and soils. See, usually the white soil and the red soil will contain acids in that. So those acids will make the plant very weak. For that, they use the calcarea carb. And external wounds. External wounds means when we cut the stem of the plant, they will have injury. They don't have any neurological system to realize pain, but at the same time, they express their sadness. See, some of the plants, see, take the mango plant. The mango plants, all end products are food for us. So the flower become fruit, and the fruit after ripening, it itself will fall down. because they want to grow their germination, they want to increase their generation, they want to regrow, they want to increase their population. So once that become fruit, it will again, the seeds will dry, and again another plant will come, depending upon the environment, and depending upon if that fruit, if that seed falls immediately next in a shadow, it never grow, but if the seeds falls at a distance, it grows. So their end products again become food for us, and our end products will become food for the plants. So these are the things that have been observed. So calendula, what happens whenever we cut which should not be cut off, see, but whereas some of the plants which gives flower, the flowering plants, if we pluck flower, they never give, some of the flowering plants never gives any seeds, only flowers. As we pluck the flower, the plant will grow more and more, and it gives in season certain flowers, and they, those flowers, the flowering will be more. And for that we have to see that fungal infection should not come, but they will have enormous resistance also. But usually we will find the fungal infection and diseases in rose plant. So keeping all these, see, calendula was given for rose plants for the plant tissues and injuries. So we have considered plant. Then carbo vegetables, the same carbo vegetable, as it helps human beings recover root damage from asphyxiation. What is this asphyxiation? Root damage. When the root is cut, the root growth pathology is not present in small plants. It dries, particularly for vegetables. So the root growth will also come with carbo vegetables, because it gives oxygen from the soil. It makes the soil anti carbon dioxide. See, the carbon dioxide will be taken from the leaves, and the water will be, NSD will be taken from the roots. Both together forms the Krebs cycle. And with the Krebs cycle, what is that is present in human beings, the plants will not get so much of diseases. Particularly disease like diabetes is not present in the plants. But when they are giving more chemicals, the chlorine presence is making the plants to carry out the chlorine chemical into human beings also. You will find usually the plants such as cabbage, cauliflower, which is having more urea and which is having more uric acid in them, they will aggravate the disease, the uric acid. See, so many plants and vegetables are also having nowadays the anti, previously they were used to have anti-inflammatory properties, but now the anti-inflammatory properties are coming down. Only chlorophyll oriented chlorine, in the sense, suppose we take any kira or any green leaves which we cook, they give excrete more fluorine, and their productivity or their a symptom of anti-inflammatory effectiveness is coming down because of the modern agriculture systems. Phosphorus, natrium muriate, see, ferrum metallicum, enhance iron uptake. This is a direct application of ferrum. We can throw iron also if it is in a sand level manner. So that also again became cuprum metallicum is a copper where the disease is stress caused by low temperatures. So this also will not be a useful medicine for doing research. Then natrium muriaticum, this is a sodium chloride and desalinity resistance. Many people have used it and they published articles and they were successful. So these are also another form of see, modern chemicals. Phosphorus is a chemical that is popularly used in modern scientific for as an agriculture pesticide in modern pesticides. The homeopathic preparations of pest diseases is one of system that is present is isopathy, specific dilution of pests or diseases to combat them. This was also, there are around 12 articles and 3 books. They all mentioned all these things. Then what we planned is case studies and success stories. Once we have done within our 3 months the research, then we have to go for organic farming, adapting homeopathy to combat pests. Well, once we combat the pests, so what is the result we have to see? Example, to increased yield. Always a farmer will be happy if the yield is increased. If the yield is not increased with our experiment, or if it is up to date, he will not accept. So wheat crops, increased yield in wheat crops after using silicea has been found. So why we have going to take up this study is some of the positive results are extremely present, and we want to study the pathology of this result. Farmers' testimonial and statistical data. Whether the farmers are happy, first we want to take up in a small place. If we are successful, then we want to go for half acre or 1 acre. Then if we are successful, we want to train the farmers. Once the farmers are accepted, their statistical data and their success stories will be taken into consideration. So within 6 months to 1 year, the homeopathic agriculture growth homeopathic agriculture pesticides will be available in the market with sustainable cost effectiveness. What are the future prospects, what we are going to do with this? The future prospects are increasing demand for organic farming. Nowadays the organic farming has increased. They are going to are totally changed. The growth and yielding is too much with organic farming, but the preparation of organic farming is, see, already a farmer will do lot of hard work. In that hard work, the organic farming is another hard work. Suppose taking the cow's urine, storing it in a tank, then cow dung, then mixing it in proper proportions, then pouring it. So it will add to the burden of another pesticides. Why they were using one of the chemicals, urea, nitrogen, phosphorus is just that has to be sprayed or that has to be thrown over the plants. But this farming, organic farming, is adding more labor to them. So once we found out one of the medicine, if it is mixed certain quantity of water and put, or if it is sprayed, or if it is given to the soil, or just near to the plant, so they will be very happy. So need for more research and evidence based practices. See, we have to show them evidence, we have to convince the scientists for evidence. And definitely everything work has been done in plants, because the maximum growth will be only for 6 months, that is 180 days. Within 180 days, carefully, without any doing damage to anybody, with our existing budget, we can find out the excellent results. So integration of agro homeopathy with traditional and modern agriculture methods. Sometimes what happen, the calcium and some of the saline or some of the soil cleaning. So whether we can integrate our chemical activity of homeopathy with plant-based medicines and soil cleaning and making the soil strength with modern agriculture methods, that also will be undertaken. And importance of combining homeopathy and agriculture. So we want to be, well, some of the, we want to at least see that the homeopathy should be a competitive medicine, and it should be spread in the market with a sustainable, with cheapest rate. Emphasize sustainability and eco-friendly farming methods. With the eco-friendly in the sense, see, that has to be accepted to the environment, to the earth, to the soil, and to the plants. So which potency we are deciding is, it will be selected after doing, we are doing one fluorometry test, which fluorometry shows the smallest particle, that is, it will take the picture. So the sixth edition of Argonon we want to follow, whether how much successful we will be, to see the efficacy of the millisimal potencies, see, centesimal potencies. The future research on homeopathic remedies for climate resilient crops. See what, see, whatever the climate that is agreeable at that particular area, so we want to give there the particular homeopathic integration with organic farming practices. Not only with modern chemicals, we are to integrate with organic farming also. Educational programs, we want to arrange educational programs for farmers. Once we see the success rate, and we want to educate them, we want to show the cost effectiveness, we want to approach the one of the standard biochemical, our homeopathic pharmacies, and we want to request them to produce the agriculture homeopathic products. With nowadays the laboratories, what I was used to tell in my previous lectures, we, our laboratories are not standardized. So now they are going to standardize the laboratories. The laboratories 30 potency of Hapco is different from 30 potency of Sharda Byron. Then Sharda Byron 30 potency is entirely different from Ramakrishna Homeopathy Pharmacy. Then this is entirely different from Kerala State Homeopathic Pharmacy. So one will mix 50% of alcohol, one will take 95% alcohol with one drop, then one will take the 29th potency, back potency, one drop, add only 60% of water and 30% of alcohol. So the standard presence of 30 potency is not present. This became one of the failures of the many physicians in treating the case. Everything will be written in materia medica and repertory, but once the student or a inexperienced practitioner follow that, it the medicine will not work. The because the 30 potency that what Hahnemann told is not being practiced anywhere. They never take one drop of 29 potency. Even if they take their 29th potency is not standard, they mix 50% of alcohol and water, or one will mix 30-60% of alcohol. So the exact 30 potency we cannot find out from anybody at present. That's why the 30 potency medicine may fail, or 200 may fail, or 1M may fail, or sometimes 30 potency may work. This is the not standardizing the pharmacy. So now only the Central Council and the Commission of Homeopathy has taken one chart that the succussions machine, it should be automatic. Now the 230 potency have to be correctly, promptly they have to be done, and the standardization of machines will be everywhere equal, like allopathic standardization. So we are behind this. Whenever we go for, now as a scientist, I will go to many allopathic doctors with my pathological observations and everything. But whenever we they talk about the potencies, because they do not know, I will keep quiet. It is not that I know that our standardized potencies are not like allopathic potencies. So allopathic would see 500 grams means 500 grams, but we don't have 30 potency means 30 potency. So this is the trouble. That's why, though our science is highly very good and the science has developed too much, but the total science we are not in a position to convince the scientists. So this is the problem. That problem is also coming in our agriculture research. So potential role of addressing global food security. So if we are really going, we can give government of India some planning that how the cost effectiveness of agriculture pesticides will take place, how homeopathy can be utilized. At least we want to find out one specific medicine for one specific agriculture disorder, so that we can ask the government of India, you can use this medicine, this homeopathic medicine for antifungal action. So whatever may be the potency, not to confuse anybody. So to erase the state, we want that homeopathic medicine must be standardized in the beginning. That took place, that has been taken place. Now every pharmacy is acquiring. So within 1 year they will acquire the equal infrastructure, standard infrastructure, and standard potencies will come. So this is the at present, and these are the some of the studies. You can see arsenic and wheat has been studied. This is one article. Then in high dilutions, then we you kindly go for um, what you call the open the file, and all 5 files, the research articles that have the research that has been taken place has been handed over to you, and we will do our research, and we will let you know after 1 month what is the growth, then after 3 months what is the outcome. So this time I always I have a complaint that I will consume more time, so I want to finish within 45 minutes to please Dhanush, Manoj, everybody. So you can ask some of the questions, and you can talk, sir.
Thank you very much, Prakash Rao, sir. The presentation you made in this forum is really excellent, as we all know that homeopathic doctors are finding it very difficult to move in the situation. But you show the beauty of homeopathy in these were in the field of agriculture as well as animal husbandry. Not only for homeopathic medicine being used for homeopathic uh, treatment for uh, animal kingdom, all varieties of animal kingdom, it can be used. But the thing is that we are unable to find the scientific clarification for that. That's why you explain the difficulties in finding out the exact potency for such a system. Then what we can do in that way, sir? Whether all these companies will produce the same kind of medicine with the same potency, who will give the guideline that such a potency is good for this particular disease or such a particular problem faced in this agriculture field?
Sir, we are taking up that research. Now we are planning for a small thing. We want to have collaboration with a local pharmaceutical company to produce LM potencies according to Hahnemann pharmaceutical methods. So in small quantity for our research, we don't want to standardizing the equipment and stand according to Hahnemann method. So already the central council as well as the homeopathic commissionerate has taken steps. Now it is being implemented in Byron company. Nowadays, see, unfortunately, the homeopathic doctors also want to follow the allopathic system of medicine, so they want immediate relief for cough. So see, it will hurt. The even Hapco company is going for cough syrup, which will be a combination of many mother tincture. So such a high standard company going for cough syrup gives lot of see, not allowing us to let them produce, but they should not, they also carrying out the clinical research, and they are writing notes for example. I as a researcher, I am not afraid of speaking taking their names because everybody knows. So it will Byron company also, what clinical research how can do on cough syrup, or how can do the research on hair oils, how can do they come out with reports of toothpaste. So these all are making the homeopathic doctors are number one medicine Rikvig number 25, Rikvig number 26. So because they have to, the homeopathic doctor has to face the society, at the same time face the competition, and he has to survive. For their survival, these companies are making them dependent on them, and that is the trouble. So previously their generation, see, let us take the Jain pharmacy or Jain books. They used to follow their traditions, that whatever that is coming from generation. Nowadays the ethics has totally gone. Now
Yeah.
recently the central council as well as homeopathic commission, and now they are taking the infrastructure should be uniform everywhere in the country, and the dilution, the diversity of the potentization, and
Okay,
if they
sir.
want, they are taking up, sir. This will come within 6 months.
Okay, sir. Now it is up to Dr. Manoj.
Thank you, Dr. Sanesh and Dr. Prakash Rao, sir. It's a wonderful presentation. As always, you are doing. You're a scientist and physician in homeopathy. No doubt about that. You mentioned about the organic farming practice. Without homeopathic medication, the homeopathic products, using homeopathic products, this organic farming will remain as a myth. It's not at all possible to achieve the target with homeopathy. That's a fact. Then another thing is that you mentioned about the education. That's the most important thing. The education of the use of this homeopathic medicine, the common man, especially the agriculture persons, is an important thing. Then you said the global food security. It's a very relevant topic because the world has suffered a lot from poverty. So definitely homeopathy can be very pivotal in that. That also the governments, the national government should take enough steps. At the same time, the efforts from even persons like you will definitely improve it. Not about then you mentioned about this standardization of homeopathic medicine and allopathic medicines. How can you say that the allopathic medicines are well standardized? we often heard hundreds of medicines are banning because of lack of quality, don't have enough. So we are always prejudiced that they are doing the standard, they have standard. No, 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 never. It's very unfortunate. In fact, our medicines are really standardized one. The current good manufacturing practices also apply in homeopathy. Moreover, why I'm telling is that if you select a right medicine, if you apply a remedy, definitely that patient will get relief. No doubt about that. Hundreds of cases are present in IFPH. But what often happens is that if the selection is wrong, we often accuse us the medicine is not good. But if something happened in favor of us from us, that is a credit of my credit. In fact, if you select the remedy that will cure, because the most standardization is only possible in homeopathy. That's the most important thing. Thank you, sir.
You are
Yes,
right, sir. You are
yeah,
correct, sir. Manoj, sir,
yes, absolutely. I
you sir, absolutely right.
that I never prefer any company. I just give orders. Really, you just give me arsenic 30, arsenic 1 of. I never write in the back in the bracket that it should be in a particular company.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Dr. Ganesh, there's another important thing is that I should mention here. The medicines proven our material is available, the medicines from the often German species and the South American species. Dr. Constant here improved a lot of medicines. Then a lot of the European physicians. So the information we got is from the European species. Why how can we expect such a result from our medicines? There may be some difference. So it is always better to use the German medicines. That's the result.
You are correct, sir.
For
This also
example,
came. You are absolutely right. The medicines are proved on Europeans, and many medicines, for example, the Beretta carb. So how it has produced dwarfism? It is not like that. The Beretta patients were around 48, the provers. Out of 48 provers in those days, getting provers used to be very difficult. So out of that two drafts, see who are suffering from dwarfism, they were healthy. All dwarfs are usually they will be healthy. So they were also taken as provers, and medicine found to be producing one symptom in two drafts patients, as well as the verification of the symptoms was successful. Whatever the disease they got, for loose motions, for dental caries, for tonsillitis, the draft they will have recurring reproducing allergic bronchitis or upper respiratory tract infection. So those dwarfs were responding to Beretta carb when they come with verification symptoms such as cough, cold, and tonsillitis. That's why Beretta carb is found to be one of the very good medicine for tonsillitis, because the Europeans in those days, when Herings has taken provings, out of that 58 provers, 2 3 are drafts. So they write the drug picture, they write that premature old age and dwarf. It is like that. He was a healthy human being, but he was suffering from dwarfism without any disease. So these are the some of the Europeans finding out, and some of them will be very helpful, some of them will not be helpful. So your observation is absolutely right, and that's why we want to go with plant kingdom remedies this time, and we want to see that because the plant study will over within 2 to 3 months. So within 3 months we want to conclude with the correct standard, correct approach, not to confuse anybody about the potency or anything. Only homeopathic medicine will be handed over. If they want to test the possibility, as we are reading the allopathic, we have to go for structure. They'll want to be a QR code. Then only we will find that medicine and potency, that is power, what is what, everything we want to do, sir. So the best research is possible in plants. That's why we want to come out with plant research.
sir,
A lot of work has been done by Dr. New York Manasas in the, I think she's in Switzerland. She has presented a paper in IFPH.
Yeah.
They have done a lot of work in Switzerland.
Sir, the one point I would like to add here is that Sir, the medicine used in government homeopathy hospital as well as dispensary are purely from Kerala Homego. That means a medicinal company which is producing medicine for the government sector as well as for private sector. There was a prejudice view on the part of private practitioners that it is a second quality, but it is not. It is the first quality medicine, I must say, because at government dispensaries, they are using this medicine only, but the results are really excellent. They are doing beautiful result. They are getting beautiful result. For example, even in particular in some hospitals, with 300 cases of successful cases there, as well as 200, 100, like that. So even in infertility. So in all aspect, even there is a cancer center in Malappuram where the medicines used are purely from Hong. So they are getting the very good result. So we will have to think, we will have to avoid the prejudice view that medicine produced by certain companies are good and certain companies are bad. It is not so. It is the right medicine chosen by the person, and then definitely it will work. That's what Dr. Manoj explained here. And I hope you
You
can
are 100% correct, sir. All the pharmaceuticals are really used to prepare medicines. There is no second quality, no first quality. Otherwise, despite all these difficulties, the homeopathy now existing is just because of the results. So we have various handicapped things, but at the same, despite all these things, we are highly successful. So this is the reason that homeopathy works. But our homeopathy principle itself is similia similibus curanter. We formed one way, that is, for example, I will compare with road and rail track. See, we are going on a track, we cannot overtake another bus or car. In the same fashion, when we are going with certain principles, we have to limit the exploration will limit to certain level. But when we don't have principles, our success rate will improve. So because of homeopathy similia similibus curanter, we our limitation, see, that too a homeopathic doctor never gets any fresh case. See, cancer case never comes to homeopathic doctor directly. After failing in cancer hospital, then only it comes. So rheumatoid arthritis never comes directly to a doctor after failing everywhere. So if we collect the failed cases of 100 cases, 10 cases are being cured. So that itself is achievement in homeopathy. So if it is scientifically done, some more studies, so much of laborious action will come down. So this is where now allopathic doctors are accepting us personally or at their higher level, because as allopathic doctors are increasing, all the allopathic institutes are increasing, the standard the homeopathic doctors practice also will increase, and the status of homeopathy is increasing,
Oh,
because they are failing in bronchial asthma, rheumatoid arthritis, terminally ill cases, those failed in migraine, see, irritable bowel syndrome, most of the surgical cases, they are referring nowadays the allopathic doctors are referring the cases to homeopathic doctors, particularly neurological problems also, because they are not finding any solution. They are seeing, suppose for me, Pondicherry, there are around 8 allopathic institutes with 1200 bedded hospital. The population is 16 lakhs, and people will come nearby villages. When they are seeing the same person for many years, they are not in a position to convince. So they will send gallbladder stones, rheumatoid arthritis,
okay, sir.
glioblastoma, cancers, all these things. To the failed cases, we have to be successful. That is the greatness of homeopathy, despite of all these lacunas.
Okay,
So
sir. That's really a very good thing, sir. Now it is the time to wind up the session. I invite Dr. Nasir Sheikh from Qatar to say a vote of thanks to Dr. Prakash Rao, sir.
Yeah, hello. Hello, good evening, everyone. On behalf of IFPH, I sincerely thanks Dr. Prakash Rao for his enlightening session on the scope of homeopathy for humans, animals, and plants. Your vast experience and insights have truly inspired us, sir. A heartfelt thanks to our participants for your continued support, making the webinar a success. Special thanks to the organizing team for their dedicated efforts. Let us continue to promote homeopathy globally. As you told lastly that The case comes to us at the last moment when they get failure from each and every area. So that is a great scope of homeopathy, which I really like. Thank you all.
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Thank you,
sir.
Dr. Nazia.
Namaskaram,
Warm
sir.
regards from Dr. Nazia and the IFPH members. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dr.